What's going on, everybody? As you can see, I've skipped a lot of steps as far as the build-wise goes. I should have done one just for the shocks alone. But I've gone ahead, I've attached the 4-link suspension last night. After that, I called it a wrap. On top of that, I know this looks ridiculous, but it's how it's going to have to roll for now with my Venom 5000. I'm going to look into a hump pack for it that's still a high enough milliamp hour battery. But in the meantime, this is where we're sitting. I've got the Jungfac hardened carbon steel drive shafts attached, which are absolutely stunning. I love those. They're nice and small and they're pretty heavy duty. And the truck just flipped. It's not really that heavy of a vehicle. It's pretty good. As I said before, this Traxxas servo is just here for mock-up purposes. It's not going to be a permanent fixture. I've installed the Venom 60 amp waterproof ESC. I have my Venom Fireball 55 turn modified crawler motor. And we've got the... Let's get the light to catch it. There we go. There's secondary screws inside of here. But here's the thing. This entire kit has been built extremely well, and I do understand the need for aftermarkets on everything, including this buggy, but here's my problem. Plastic bead lock rings with Phillips head screws. Granted, they are a lot bigger and thicker than the Tamiya ones. I'm going to have to watch and see if these don't spin in the rim. But if they do, here you go, guys. Here's a thought. RC 4-wheel drive 2.2 mudslingers. Might throw those on the vehicle, even though they're a smaller tire, and it will lower the ground clearance. Because right now that's got about, I'd say 3.5, almost 4 inches of ground clearance, which is pretty impressive for this little bitty thing. But it does have full articulation too, thanks to the G transition shocks that are on it, which all came stock in the kit. The only thing that's aftermarket supplied on this is the motor, ESC, and the battery and the servo. Everything else on this truck is all straight out of the kit. Now obviously I'm going to have to tie in a servo linkage later on, which is no big deal. And I've got a bunch of leftover spare screws. These ones, however, are for mounting the body panels on here, which I might... thinking about doing with this one is, since there's a body panel that goes right up here up front and I've got this open space, I'm thinking about taking, well, this is the roof piece here, so that's not right, but there's a small piece up here on the front, this piece right here. Thinking about taking this piece, putting it in there, and then mounting my receiver to the bottom of this. That way the receiver is sitting down underneath. Now this one is not going to be seeing any water whatsoever, even though I have put marine grease in the transmission, marine grease in the portal axles. It has gotten the full marine grease treatment. That's just something standard I do on everything. I know it's not going to see water, so the only thing is I don't want the ESC super close to the receiver, but as you can see, I'm very limited on space, and my only other option really is to come back underneath the rear here, which that would be my phone, and I guarantee you I know who that is if it's not an email. Yes, it is somebody else. Never mind. Huh. Oh well. Thought it was Mad Dog Matt again, but it's not. So he can't be blamed for interrupting that one. Most likely the receiver is going to get mounted under that little tray right there, but the body panels will be painted black, and these are very thin body panels, I might even say, but the good news is they're already, the holes are pre-punched. They just pop right out, so that makes it a lot easier for when it comes to mounting. Look at that. Knock it right out. slide it on. Very thin Lexan, very, very thin. And when I mean thin, I mean thin, thin. But the beauty of this is they give you these body posts here. So if you don't like the body that's on it, say I wanted to just go crazy and throw a clod body on it, I have the option to do so if I wanted to, by just putting the high pins on it, and that actually lines up pretty freaking cool. Let's see. Let's get a frontward view of the clod body sitting on there. That actually doesn't look too bad. It looks like a modified barnyard bogger style vehicle. So who knows? We might not even run the tube frame chassis. We might throw that clod body on top of there, or the other one that's made out of Lexan. Because I know this one here, that's very, very hard. I think that one's going for the SCX-10. But hold on a second and we will see something here, because I really, really want, I'm curious now. Especially since I have this Parma body sitting over here. Let's go ahead and open this Parma body up. Of course, now I've got a huge bag with stickers. Let's try this with the Parma 110 regular body. Oh, that looks pretty wicked. I like that idea. The wheelbases almost line up perfectly. If I had the mudslingers on there, they would line up. Plus, we've got the nice little hood scoop. And if you notice, that Parma body is just a hair bit bigger than the actual clod. It's wider and it's bigger. But waiting on servos, because this is going to be getting a high-speed, high-torque servo, not a Traxxas 2075. We still have to mount the receiver. I still have to make up my mind whether I'm going to paint with the buggies or if I'm going to actually paint on the body and do the body one. I'm kind of leaning more towards doing the body now, because that will give me a better mount position for my receiver on that, especially to where the servo and the ESC can hook into. But there you go, guys. There is, I believe, part 3. If not, it'll be corrected in the description. Of course, it's got that nice never run before noise. But there it is. The next project we're going to be moving on to is the Lizard Lick truck. I'm going to be doing the RC 4-wheel drive wireless winch through the boom, make it come down with a snatch hook, and I'm going to actually make a stinger for the back that's going to be hooked to the winch itself. So the stinger is going to be fully raisable and lowerable. Wow, those aren't even words. Either way, we're done with that for now until I come up with some creative process. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit subscribe. Drop those comments in the box below. Rate it up, down, either way, I don't care. As always, go over and hit the forums up at rcsparks.com, and I will see you guys in the next video.